What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Weekly GCap, the only source you'll ever need to catch up on all the gaming news from the last week. Before we get too far into this, I just wanted to apologize if you guys are able to hear the fan in the background. Right now it is currently 80 degrees in the middle of January because I live down in Florida and that's just how things are around here. First things first, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth released. The reviews are going great and we'll go over all that here in a moment, but it had some controversial pre-order bonuses. So first up, we'll go over all the different editions, which there is quite a couple of them. First off, we have the base game, which is the base game. Then we have the Master Vacation Bundle, which has Explore a Bonus Dungeon, Get Special Sujimon, Resort Guests, Outfits, New Game Plus, and more. That's the controversial bit. Locking New Game Plus behind a paywall, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I could see this maybe if they need to monetize it in some way, if there was a lot of work that went into it, if there truly is like a very unique experience. When you go back through a New Game Plus and it's almost like a completely different experience in one way or another, then maybe, but still, man, I don't know. Locking that stuff behind a paywall is just, it sets a scary precedent for the future of gaming. I mean, things have been getting very scary as is lately in terms of the, the monetization side of things, but this is just, it's a whole other level. But anyway, then we have the Assorted Outfit Bundle, which says customize your party's look with outfits and swimwear. Then we have the Sujimon and Resort Bundle, which is get legendary Sujimon, Resort Guests, and special boosters. The Yakuza CD Collection Set, which increase your in-game playlist with classic karaoke tracks. And then at the bottom it says pre-order to get the Heroes Booster and Special Job Bundle. Currently it's sitting at a 90 on Metacritic, so again, it's getting great reviews. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to play it yet because I'm recording this the day before the game actually comes out, but by the time that you guys are seeing this video, yeah, you can already bet that I've already hopped on, I'm already playing it. I am so excited for this game, and it sucks because there's another game coming out today, and I'm thinking what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to dive in, try the other game that we're gonna be talking about, and then hop out and just go straight back to the other one, or maybe do the story mode in the other one that we're gonna be talking about because the story mode's probably shorter there. Next up, Tekken 8 releases today. As if it wasn't packed enough of a day with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth coming out, now we also have Tekken 8 releasing today. It is currently sitting at a 90 on Metacritic, and again, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is also sitting at a 90 on Metacritic, so you have two 90 on Metacritic games coming out on the same day. I want to get to both of these, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to blast through the story in Tekken 8, because fighting game stories are usually a bit shorter, so I'll blast through that, probably get done with that by the afternoon, and then I'll hop straight over to Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and I'll just let that absorb me for the next however many days. Next up, the Sea of Stars physical pre-orders are available now. There's two different versions, plus a vinyl soundtrack, so we'll go ahead and go over this. First, we have the retail version, which will be available May 10, 2024. It features a double-sided poster featuring art from Bryce Coe, and it says pre-order and receive a digital download of the game's soundtrack. And then we have the I Am 8-Bit exclusive edition, which is available Q2 2024. It has a retro-inspired game manual, love to see that, a collectible slipcase, collectible poster featuring original art and oversized game map, digital download of game soundtrack featuring music by Yasunori Matsuda, 4 sticker sheets, and it's region-free, which means worldwide compatibility. It's worth noting that both of these versions are available for all the consoles, those being Xbox One and Series S and X, PS4 and 5, and Nintendo Switch, and then there's also a vinyl soundtrack, as we had talked about. This will be available Q3 2024. There's going to be 2 LP on Solar Orange and Lunar Blue vinyl, featuring music by Eric W. Brown and Yasunori Matsuda, album art by Bryce Coe, and it includes a digital download. So, if you have played this game, if you liked it, or if you're waiting till you could get a physical copy, now is your chance, and having played and beaten the game myself, I can tell you right now, it is worth every penny. It is such an amazing game. Definitely pick this one up. Next up, the WWE 2K24 pre-orders went live, so there's a bunch of different editions. There's the standard edition for $59.99, the cross-gen bundle for $69.99, the deluxe edition for $99.99, and 40 years of WrestleMania edition for $119.99. That is literally the price of 2 games. Anyway, so we'll just go ahead and go over everything that the WWE 2K24 40 Years of WrestleMania edition includes. Get ready. 3-day early access starting March 5th, 2024. The Nightmare Family Pack. Dusty Rhodes 76 plus My Faction card Stardust. Undashing Cody Rhodes. Superstar Billy Graham. Mattel Cody Rhodes Bruise Playable. Character My Faction card. Pharaoh Manager My Faction card. Deluxe Edition content. Season Pass 5 DLC packs. My Rise Mega Boost. Supercharger. Rhea Ripley My Faction Evo card. Bianca Belair My Faction Evo card. Rhea Ripley Alt Attire. Bianca Belair Alt Attire. 40 Years of WrestleMania pack. Showcase Superstars roster unlocked. WrestleMania 40 Arena, Macho King Randy Savage WrestleMania 6, Rey Mysterio from WrestleMania 22, Triple H from WrestleMania 30, Charlotte Flair from WrestleMania 33, Rhea Ripley from WrestleMania 36, and Gold My Faction for all cards of the above. So, if you're a huge wrestling fan, there you go. If you want to drop the price of 2 games on 1 game, you do you. Next up, new Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons were announced. This coming from Nintendo One X. Quote, with the release of Princess Peach Showtime on March 22nd, a set of pastel pink Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers will be available at select retailers and My Nintendo Store for a limited time. As you can see on your screen, just, pretty pink pastel Joy-Cons. Honestly, I am debating picking these up. These are actually pretty, and you know, it would be one of those things, you know, you kind of prop it up on the shelf, get a nice stand for them. I think they look really nice. Next up, Nintendo announced an official Legend of Zelda Orchestra concert. Yeah, I'm serious. This is coming from Nintendo of America on X. Quote, mark your calendars for the special The Legend of Zelda Orchestra concert. Visit our official YouTube channel on February 9th to watch the full pre-recorded performance. I'm definitely going to be tuning into this one. It will be happening at 8 a.m. Eastern, so you're going to need to be up early for this one, but something tells me it'll be worth it. No, I know it'll be worth it. Next up, Nintendo has unfortunately confirmed when the 3DS and Wii U online servers will be shutting down. This coming from Nintendo of America on X, quote, update as of 4/8, aka April 8th, online play and other functionality that uses online communication will end service for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U software. Thank you very much for your continued support of our products. So, if you have either of these consoles and, you know, you play any games that have some sort of like online element, get in your last couple matches while you can. If you're on your 3DS, get in some matches of Mario Kart 7. If you're on your Wii U, get in some matches of Splatoon 1. And yeah, it's sad to see these go, to say the very least, but I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it on the show, but there is some things happening behind the scenes right now, and there's actually been a lot of very good progress made towards keeping things alive for not just a bit longer, but really the foreseeable future period. So, again, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that stuff here, but do some research, and yeah, even though the official servers are going down, there will still be ways to play these games online for, you know, a long time to come, yeah. Next up, let's just take a moment to talk about Palworld. So, first, we'll just go ahead and read the direct quote from them on X, quote, second highest all-time peak in Steam history. The number of Steam users currently playing Palworld has exceeded 1.85 million. Thank you for playing the game even though it is a weekday. The team is working hard to ensure that you can enjoy the game even more comfortably, and at the time of me recording this, the game has sold 7 million copies in 5 days. If you don't know what Palworld is, basically we reported on this game actually last week or the week before that, and we were just kind of talking about it casually because, you know, like nobody knew how big it was going to get, right? I was just kind of casually talking about it. I don't even think that many people even knew about the game at the time. I was like, yeah, dude, there's going to be like some crazy open world survival Pokemon shooter type game. You know, we didn't even know what it was going to be because the developers were using all sorts of tags and genres to describe the game in the descriptions and posts and such. But yeah, this game has just absolutely exploded, and I really don't know what else to say about it. I mean, I've played it. I absolutely love the game. I'm genuinely hooked on it right now. There's also been a lot of other controversy, which we're not going to delve into here, about possible plagiarism and AI, but just to kind of give you the long and the short of it, none of those, you know, rumors or whatever that people are spreading around, it's all lies. It's fake. This game was designed by actual artists, and nothing was actually plagiarized. It's one of those things where they took inspiration from Pokemon, obviously, but nothing was actually plagiarized. They didn't actually steal anything. If you were considering giving this game a chance, whether you're on Steam, whether you're on Game Pass, give it a shot. It's 100% worth it, especially if you're on Game Pass. You have nothing to lose there. Next up, The Day Before is officially dead. This coming from IGN, quote, The Day Before is now dead. Its servers closed to players from today, January 22nd. Servers for The Day Before, one of the most controversial and catastrophic games in recent memory, shut down just 45 days after the game launched in early access. Publisher Mytona has signaled the end of The Day Before, with developer Fantastic allegedly closed down. Last month, The Day Before became no longer purchasable. Now, while those with The Day Before still clinging onto their hard drives can launch the game and create a character, IGN has verified that no servers appear upon search in any region, end quote. Now, it is worth noting, if you guys remember, we reported on this a couple episodes ago about how an offline mod is in the works for this game, so The Day Before could still live on. The official servers are down, but if you like this game for some reason, or were wanting to try it and still have it downloaded or whatever, there is a chance that you could play it again in the future. Again, the offline mod is in the works. It's not, we still don't have an ETA on when it could actually be releasing, but if you're interested in the game, for some reason, it's an option. Next up, while we thought The Day Before was dead and, you know, we weren't going to hear any more about this, well, that's not going to be any farther from the truth, so we'll just go ahead and read the quote. This coming from Kotaku, quote, The Day Before is dead and gone, but those behind the studio responsible aren't quite done complaining yet. Apparently, according to a new statement from developer Fantastic, yes, a new statement, even though the studio was apparently shut down, it's not the developer's fault that the disastrous game has bit the dust. The blame lies with the bloggers and content creators who triggered a gold rush by profiting off a hate campaign against the failed game. They were quoted saying that. And the fact that they would say that, you just talk about lacking self-awareness or taking accountability and responsibility for what happened. Also, it's worth noting at the end of that quote, they say, basically just saying, like, follow our social medias or subscribe to our social medias to see what happens next. So apparently this isn't the last that we're going to be seeing or hearing from Fantastic, unfortunately. So at this time, I don't have anything else to report, but I mean, I guess Fantastic isn't actually dead after all. I can't wait to see what their next game is. Next up, this is a topic that I never like having to talk about, but thousands of layoffs have happened across the video game industry in 2024 alone. We are only about 3.5 weeks into the year, and already almost 4,000 layoffs have occurred, and those are just the ones that have been reported. So, the headline from Kotaku is 24 days into 2024 and 3,900 plus video game layoffs have been announced. They listed a ton of these, so we're just going to name off the studios and the rough estimate of the developers that were laid off. Bear with me because there is a lot to go through. A mind-blowing, staggering amount. Let's go through this. Archaeact, unknown. Bosa Studios, 19 people. Unity Software, 1,800 people. Twitch, 500 people. Playtika, 300 to 400 people. Discord, 170 people. Lost Boys Interactive, 125 people. Fun Selector, 3 people. PTW, formerly Pull to Win, 45 people. Thunderful, 20% of staff, around 100 people. Pixelberry Studios, unknown. NetSpeak Games, 25 people. Wemo Games, 35 people. Behavior Interactive, 45 people. CI Games, 10% of staff, likely 15 to 20. 31st Union, less than 10. Com2Us, a 2-digit number of people. Metaverse World, aka Netmarble FNC, 70 people. And Trevesoft, aka NCSoft, 70 people. Riot Games, 530 people. One player mission, 15 people. People Can Fly, 30 plus people. Black Forest Games, around 50 people. And then at the bottom they say, as of January 24, 2024, at least 3,972 people have been or will be laid off this year. The video game industry is bigger and makes more money than movies and music combined, bringing in $180 billion in 2021 alone. It's also an industry that becomes riskier and more expensive each year. AAA games take longer and cost more to make, leading to a situation where even a single flop can sink a studio or publisher, and the whole industry is also in desperate need of unions to help protect its millions of workers when things don't work out as planned. Until then, corporate greed, industry consolidation, and poor leadership will likely continue to cost thousands of people their jobs, as we've seen at Twitch, Riot, and Unity. End quote. So, after reading something like that, there's not a whole lot that can be said. All that I can say is that my heart truly does go out to these folks, and I really do hope that you guys are able to find new work soon or find other avenues to bring in income, because this is beyond unfortunate. It's unnecessary. And this really just does show that while gaming itself will always continue to grow and flourish in many different ways, in other ways it's just more and more lately it's beginning to eat itself alive. It's beginning to implode. You know, all these failed live service games, all these quote-unquote flops of AAA games, which really the games themselves are barely flopping half the time because they still sell crazy well. It's just the fact that their budgets are ballooning to an unsustainable extent. So at this rate, I really don't know, what could be said. You know, the higher ups will always do what they want to do. You know, they're going to continue to lay off people and crunch the workers that they do have to near death just to, you know, meet their quotas for the fiscal year. It's a sad situation overall, and to say that I hope something changes would be, you know, the obvious thing to say, but I mean, I don't even know what to say. Truly, my heart goes out to all the folks that have been affected by these layoffs, and again, prayers go to all of you. I hope all of you can find new work soon, and I hope you're all doing okay. And finally, last week we had talked about how there was going to be an Xbox Developer Direct happening, but it was happening, you know, shortly after the time that I would normally record these episodes. I wasn't able to report on it, but now it's the next week, the Direct happened, and now we can report on it. Not a whole lot was shown, but what was shown was very good. So, Avowed will be coming fall 2024. Hellblade 2 is officially 4 months away. It'll be releasing in May. It's going to be $50 though, and it's digital only. So, yikes, not a big fan of that. I loved Hellblade 1, have it physically, but the fact that Hellblade 2 is going to be digital only, unfortunately, I might be having to pass on this one, unless, it's going to Game Pass, so, like, you know, I'll play it there, but other than that, yeah, I don't know, I guess I won't be actually able to purchase the game and support the developers that way, which is unfortunate, but, you know, I only buy physical games. Visions of Mana, which has a summer release date, Aura History Untold with a fall 2024 release window. That game actually looks really cool. I'd keep your eye on that. And then we got a look at the new Indiana Jones game, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It is out this year. It is in first person, and it's set between the stories of Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Lost Crusade, some of my favorite Indiana Jones movies. I mean, now that I think of it, it's hard for me to pick a favorite. I don't really have any Indiana Jones movies that I dislike. It's just, you know, I have a lot of nostalgia, especially for Raiders. That one's just, I mean, it's an absolute classic. Overall, again, there wasn't a whole lot shown, but what was shown was really good, and the fact that Indiana Jones is going to be in first person, I thought we were going to be getting like a third person Uncharted / Tomb Raider reboot type of game, but no, apparently they're going for the first person approach, and from what we saw, yeah, it looks really good. So I mean, to say that I'm excited, again, would be a massive understatement. I can't wait to see how this game turns out. And honestly, all the games here, like Visions of Mana, like, that's one that I've been waiting on for a while. Like, it's just, a great direct overall. We're anticipating a State of Play and a Nintendo Direct to be happening soon, so stay tuned to the show because within the next couple of weeks, whenever those end up happening, obviously we'll do full recaps, we'll report on them as soon as they happen, and yeah, something tells me 2024, similar to 2023, it's gonna be a crazy year for gaming. But anyway, that's all the stories that I have for you guys this week, so now I'd definitely love to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on everything that we talked about, whether it's the Xbox Developer Direct, whether it's all the layoffs that are happening, whether it's the day before controversy, the Palworld controversy, just whatever it is, whatever you're thinking, I'd definitely love to hear from you guys. But anyway, this is Weekly GCap. New episodes go live every single Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern, so if I catch them as soon as they go live, well then I know when to be here. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day and an amazing weekend. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.